So, and we start to have all those of isolation and quarantine period and so on. But I'm fine that I'm still okay, and I haven't get any confirm on this disease, but yet because due to the manpower, short of manpower, so sometimes we have to cover our master's duties, and everything we have to change the time that we do our duty work. I mean, we have to cover all those things. So sorry for that. But anyway, since I have a chance to share with you guys this time, and I hope today every one of you can open your ears and eyes, and so they can see what I'm going to show you today, this morning. And I think that since you all have over 2.5 years never been back to the spiritual home of our Jing Si Abode, so today my slides, and I'm going to show you what is changed and what is unchanged, and what is the spiritual beauty of our building or whatever. Because in Buddhist teaching, and we know that there have 4 sets of phenomena in physics, which is from starting from formation, existence, and what they call is destructions, and the last stage is the emptiness, 成住坏空. And our building in Jing Si Abode is going through the process and still in processing now. So I'm going to show you, and now let me to show you this. Wait, I have to starting from. Can you see my? Wait. Okay, sorry, I'm back now. Okay. Can you all see my slides? So okay.
Yes,
So
yeah.
Okay, so sorry, yeah. So I start my sharing, and actually as like this today are the wisdom down sharing from master, and it's mentioned about the light, the light of the sun will start to shine on the east coast. And now here you can see before the morning, before the down in the morning, and you can see the light of the sun is already shining our Jing Si Abode here, and it's from time to time, from second to second, and it's starting to rise up, and you can see that it's getting closing to finish for the master sharing on the morning. And here you can see the shining of the sun. And here, and this is in different day that you can see that sometimes when there's after raining, and you can see there's a lot of rainbows, and this kind of beautiful view that actually we can always see in Jing Si Abode. It's very beautiful, and in different corner of the building you can see the rainbow. Sometimes they have 2 layers, or the first is very clear, and the second layer of the rainbow maybe slightly unclear, but you still can see that. And this is I took this photo from the third floor at our dormitory level in the master's uh, dormitory places, and this is what I get it from there. And this is from the Jing Si factory, the Xieli Chang. I think about 2 years ago. I think maybe some of you might see this photo before, which is shared by our Xieli Chang masters after raining, and it took this photo. This is a real one, no animation. And let you guys to know that recently we are busy in harvesting our Jing Si Herbal Tea's ingredients, all this the what we call is agri, right? 那个魔草 or 艾草. And within these 2 years during the pandemic, some of you hardly to see this kind of view of this planting in Jing Si Abode because of the COVID-19, and we're starting to plant these herbal teas and in the board in our different farms nearby Jing Si Abode. Inside or outside of our Jing Si Abode, we have some land and to plant all this herbal tea. And this is the beginning. We're starting to grow all this tea leaf, and because our overseas volunteers can't come back, and sometimes we require our local volunteer from Hualien, and also we do have some volunteers from different part of Taiwan, and they spend more than a week in Hualien because due to the pandemic. So we have a restriction to stay in the boat. So if they want to stay here, maybe they have to stay the period time a bit longer than before. So our volunteers, most of them will spend nearly over 7 days, over a week in a boat to help us to do all this household and to do the weeding before the plant starting to grow up. And we have to stand the heat in the sun during the summertime or whatever. Actually, you can see there's a lot of umbrellas, and we wear hats. All this is because the weather is very hot. I think this is the last year, and when we do the weeding on this farm, and it takes time and take energy, and you can see that the view about it's raining day. This is outside of Jing Si Abode. So no matter it's sunshine or rainy day, we never stop our job because we just want to, we say 抢时间, so we have to seize the time and to make sure that we get enough time to do the fertilizer for the vegetable or the herb. So we have to make sure that all things is done in our schedule. And here you can see all our volunteers, they are senior volunteers. Majority, their age is range from 60 years old, maybe over 50, I think. Yeah, most of them, they've been in a state of grandma. And yet, the physical energy they put effort is very hard, and it's not easy, and it's very heavy. And you make sure that all the weeds will pull out, and make sure that the land come clean of the ground. It is very take time. So it will take nearly a month for us to finish, even for this one lot of this farming place, and it would take nearly 1 week or 2 weeks. After we finish this first farm, and we have to go to second and third, because we have feel no matter the scale of the farm is large or small. So because we plant a lot. So in the past, we do plant the turmeric, Huang. So sometimes after the harvest of the turmeric, and we start to plant this 艾草 or 墨草. So this is the job that we do. And you can see that this is another place that is far from boat, maybe by bike or by walk, maybe around 10-15 minutes from Jing Si Abode. Yeah. So hopefully next time when you all come back, you can see, I can bring you to this place and to see how big is our, what we call as Hualien, yeah, to do this. So everyone is busy on reading, but yet you can see the tranquil and the silent, and I mean the still thoughts. I mean, like Jing Si, it's very quiet, and you can enjoy the natural sounds of birds and the wings or whatever. Yeah, it's very comfortable. Although it's very hard, but the mind is very, cool, and it's like you feel like very silent and quiet. Yeah, this is how and the busy time. So when this is recently when we do harvest of this aita or mortar, and I asked one of our master Jie to share to me when they do harvest. So she showed me a few photos of this. This is a recent photo just a few days ago. Yeah, this is the places that we dyeing our agi, and before we ground into powder from. And this is uh, the recently view of our Jing Si Abode, and it's very quiet. No people, because you guys can come back. And to be honest, we don't have a tourist. Um, I mean the people to come. We do have much people come to Jing Si Abode to visiting. Yeah, and this is the new uh, place at our Jing Si Abode. As I mentioned at the beginning, we Jing Si Abode here, the building, we go through the process of formation, existence, and destructions, and emptiness. And now here you see this place. This is maybe familiar for you, but maybe also not, because this place in the previous time, in 2 years ago, it was still a public toilet, and now we are having our new public toilet for the building that you see right at the back of our muscles. Here, there's another main road for car, so all the vehicles can pass through, so that during this harvest time, and when we're dyeing our uh, the herbal tea leaves, this place is for us to dye all those things to sign. So our muscles, and you can see, I took this 2 days ago, and before evening, so the sky is getting dark, and but you still can see the bird sounds. So this is the new view for you guys, and this is the public toilet in the Jing Si Abode. And this is another view, which is just right in front or beside our main dining room. So can be a place for us to dine our herbal leaf. I think this is the mortar. We have finished the mortar. Now we are going to start to do the aita. Different color because on different day, on different harvesting, so that today the sun is very strong, and the next day is the sun is starting raining or whatever. So can see different color. Yeah, also another view. And because those volunteers, they are from uh, different part of Taiwan, and they spend their time. Some of them nearly stay in about nearly over a month, as I know that. Yeah. So we relying on our volunteers. Some of them are local Hualien, or some of them are from our station of Hualien. So I hope next time you guys who from overseas can join this job as well. Yeah. This is the recent photo. Yeah, we are on the processing of this mortar. Yeah, but recently we are starting to do aitao. Yeah. And all this process from the beginning, we plant the seed and grow, and we do all the care for the planting. And now after harvest and the process we have to go through, and now it's the final stage that we do packaging. And we are having a new machine. So as you know that the packaging of the Jing Si Herbal Tea that you are having now, and what we are having at the abode, we are going through the process is totally different. Now it's become a square shape, and you can of the packaging. By using this new machine, we can increase the efficiency and effective for the amount. Yeah, and you can see that during the peak time, the volunteers cannot come because they have a lot of anxiety. They have a lot of those volunteers always get positive tests, so that our next focus, our master house, really factory, she instructed that no volunteer can enter the Sally Chan to help packaging. So at the time, I think maybe it's carrying around more than nearly a month, or maybe 3 weeks. We totally don't have a volunteers can help unless they are staffed in the Sally factory. So most of them are our masters and our Sijie who are permanent stay in Jing Si Abode. And this is only a few of them in this photo. We do have some on the other side. Yeah, they are intact. So, and during these 2 years, and as I say that we are not just only plant the mortar or aitao, we do have a few places to plant the turmeric, Huang. So this is in this year, at the beginning of, I think, spring or summer, we are harvesting the turmeric. So when raining, we have to seize the moment, and everyone have to, quickly to collect all those turmeric that we are on the road, and it is very exciting, and I can say it's like very 紧张, yeah, because we 抢时间, 晒太阳, so we wait for the sun, but we can't wait for the rain to just raining down, pour down everything. So it is very hard time. So, and after we have to go through the process to do all the trimming, unnecessary thing from the turmeric and trim the root, 根, or 姜黄的根 or whatever. So, and this is another stage that we do wherever there's a space, and we will do all the things. But you can see all the turmeric will line up very orderly, very neat and tidy. Yeah. And in these 2 years, actually, I can say it's every year we will have a big cleaning, 大扫除, before the new year. So we will gather everyone, put all the strength together to do those big cleaning. This is next by our abode, and we are having a big drain, or you call ditch, 大水沟. Yeah, and this is how we do the cleaning tasks. Yeah, and this is every year we go through the process. And also, as I mentioned, this is the old building. In the past, if you still have a memory that we have a wooden house, a small wooden house, and now become the toilet, public toilet. And the next they have a small garden. But now all this already totally changed to the toilet. And this is the old place of the next to our public toilet. This is old place. Now in front of you is a main road. And we keep the part of the place to the ground, green ground. And the third of places become the main road. So you can see here now. This is building the new office for our building. And this is the new public toilet instructions. Yes. So, and another view, and from the main entrance of the abode, you can see. I took this video from 2 days ago after I finished my task in City Town for breakfast. This is the lunch time. The natural sound, you feel like pressure, enjoyable. So again, you can hardly to see people walk through this road. Yeah, it shows that the pandemic is not over yet. So we still have no much volunteers or big camp. But as yesterday, we have our 30 years anniversary of our education, the 教练, the teachers camp held in our Jing Si Hualien, Jing Si Tang, Jing Si Hall. So I think this is the first year, first time big camp in this year. Yeah. So as I said that, and this is a rainbow, and this place, maybe you're familiar with or maybe not. Yeah, this is sometimes these places in the whole year when there's activities and this is the raining time, and when there's activities, especially for the Chinese New Year or for the anniversary of the Tzu celebration, and we will set up this table for dinner or lunch or breakfast. Yeah, so it's multi-purpose. And this building, this was the old recycle center. Also, we already demolition around 2 years ago, and this is a process. And now, this place, you can see all this become a green ground on that place, and like this, yeah. And this is the past. And now the whole place, you can't see any building. And now we move it to the next place. Yeah, we move from here to the other other side. So this is our new environmental protection council in our Abode. Yeah, this is the and also I get this area, this by direction you can see. No people. Yeah, I can say just few of us walk through. Yeah, in these 2 years, to be honest, no tourism, no visitor, tourists. Yeah. So masters say everything, all the objects or metals are not permanent. This is true. Within these 2 years, you can see all the changing, include the plant. Yeah, and I show you now. This is at the auto time, the starting auto season. Yeah, and winter time. So this is a very beautiful view. Happened in the year that everything will change, everything, but it will give you a different kind of view that to see that. Yeah, this is springtime. Yeah, and during Chinese New Year, this is like, all this is getting the flowers is blossom, and all the things getting start to grow well and to change color. Yeah, this is in the year you can see all the different conditions. Yeah. Now I'm show you here now. In different day, I keep those photos, and now I'm show you. This is during the Chinese New Year. This is the, the Japanese we call sakura, inhua su. Yeah, I took this last year, and this year there's no flower. I can't see any flower on this year, but I took this last year. Yeah, and this is like during spring and getting to after finish getting to summer. This is like winter spring season, and it's different view. Yeah, and this is the factory, and you can see right in front of you the building, our the Jing Si Cafe, just next to our city town, and there's a parking lot in front of the city town and the Jing Si Cafe, and the building you can see now. Later, I will show you the latest photo on this place. Yeah, and this is the borrowed cypress, as I show you later, and you can see in different seasons, different beautiful view. Yeah, I took this 2 days ago. Yeah, this is the reason. The leaves are green and blossom, and the bird sound still very, This is before afternoon, before I take lunch. Yeah. This is the one, and you can see summertime, everything's green. Yeah, it's like a big great mirror. Yeah. This is during summertime. And after summer, it's getting go through the process of autumn. And now it's getting changing. And winter. Yeah. This is the winter time. I took this on different day, and you can see. So as I remember, around 1 year ago, last year, we have a groundbreaking ceremony for the second project of our Sally factory. This is just right in front of Sari town, and today we are having the breaking ceremony. And before the building was going through the process of destruction and destroy and emptiness, and I took this photo just right on the main road in front of our beside our abode. And now this is the view that you can see. Old parking lot and the Sally Jing Si Cafe and the campus. We're going to have three main buildings on this place. One is our cafe for cafe use, Jing Si Cafe, and there are another two buildings. So it's under construction now. So I took this from our Sally factory when I was picking the Vegetarianism. So I take I fix the time for my break time, and I took some photo and to see that, yeah, we have the underground. So this is the view, and you can see our Jing Si Abode just in front of that building. Yeah, and this is a temporary storeroom for our Sally Jing Si Shop Factory. Yeah. So I think that I hope you guys can come back soon and to witness by yourself personally. Instead, I'm sharing all those photos or videos. I think as the more important thing is like you all can come back to see our Sangren. Yeah, I think she makes you all very well. Yeah, she has been never see you guys for nearly 2.5 years. Yeah, and I hope that you all please don't let her wait too long. And I hope that you guys, we must be uh, pray for the pandemic will go over soon, and so that everyone can go live a peaceful and a harmonious life instead. But at the beginning, at first, I think we all of us must, like what Master recently said, that we must be like rehearsing, so that we do what Masters want us to do, and spread the good Dharma to everyone, all your friends and family, so that everyone can plant a good seed uh, in for their future. So thank you for your time, and I hope that I do hope that I can join every Saturday. But to be honest, recently I still can't manage to do, because after 8 I have to go to Town to do packaging, because today we have a group of volunteers. They're going to leave our abode. So as I heard yesterday, the few of them are leaving today. So we are getting short of manpower. And today there's no staff working at factory, just only few of them. So I have to go there later on. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I hope that I can meet you guys personally in the Jing Si Abode one day, and very soon. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone.
Master Huang, we are so happy to hear from Master, and Master for bringing us all back to a boat. We can see a lot of messages here. Thank you, Master, bringing us to Pure Land. Every statue of Jing Si, statue of Jing Si Herbal Tea truly filled with great blessing, and we all miss Master and the spiritual home. We love to follow Master. We love you, Sư. Master. I think cannot finish reading, but in summary, we are very grateful to Master Huang for bringing us back to Hualien. And truly, there are changes. How can
Yeah, okay, now you guys can listen to our Hong Kong brother George to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master. Thank you.
感恩师父
Take
care 师父 We love you
We love Master so much. Okay, for the next session, Kaan brothers and sisters for saying, I'm sure everyone enjoy so much Master Huang's all these wonderful pictures are bringing us back to Hualien. On this, the next sharer, when the COVID-19 started spreading in early 2022, Master was already adamant only vegetarianism could obliterate this pandemic. As Master's disciple, we not only adhere to vegetarian diet, but we also encourage others to follow. How do we persuade friends and colleagues at work to follow Master's wisdom, to pursue inner tranquility and health through vegetarian diet? In this session, Brother George, our dear, most diligent Brother George from Hong Kong, will share on how takes Master dictum to heart, overcomes his introversion to start advocating vegetarianism at work. Okay, let's welcome Brother George. Kaan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Sister Su Ching. Let me just share the screen first. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes, Brother George.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for inviting me. So when Sister Su Ching asked if I could share my journey in promoting vegetarianism at work, as she saw me being reported on Dai Devi, I was most embarrassed. Embarrassed because I've not really done much. And all I've done, they are what Master has asked us to do as his disciples. Yeah, it's what we always say, this is 本分事, it's really our responsibilities and accountabilities. But nevertheless, Master also says we should share what we have done. So imprinting our experiences for the future people to reference. So despite my shyness, here I am So thank you very much again. Okay, so when I was thinking about what to share, I started thinking about my own spiritual development, what I've learned through the years. And what I've learned through the years, let me just share this cartoon strip with you. It says here, I meditate, I burn candles, I drink green tea, and I still want to smack some people. Unfortunately, that actually quite describes me sometimes. It's like when I start thinking about it, very, very repentant that, you go for fan fa heng, sun fa xiang, and after that you go to work and you get irritated by the most insignificant things and you just want to smack some people. So this cartoon actually reminds me to tame my temperament sometimes, but more importantly, it tells me that, my behavior, my actions is what it counts ultimately. That's what Master always says. We can be the best bodhisattvas, but if our mouth isn't good, we're still not a good bodhisattva. So all the dharma that Master has imparted to us, I must live that out in our daily lives. And since the most part of my daily life is at work, I should be a Tzu person even at work then. That is a singular identity, doing what masters say we should do. A singular identity because I think for some of us, we always think that at work, we're just a colleague and our Tzu identity is only after.
Hello.
Yes, Brother George can hear your voice.
Yes, I think something's wrong with the sharing. Can I just start again, please, if you don't mind?
Sure, brother.
Yeah, sorry about that. Not sure what happened. Sorry, perhaps I'll just bump out and come back again.
It's okay. Can, brother. Brothers and sisters, we wait for a while. Actually, Brother Josh is very diligent. He already made recording earlier because he suspect the house internet is not very stable. Okay, but he still try to share it with us. Wait for a while. Okay. Brother George, you raise your hand, is it? Okay, you're back.
We are always Master's disciple. Everywhere we go, I like to preach and like to talk about Tzu. So this is actually my own beliefs. Yeah. So today I'll be sharing about, in my sharing, I'll use this framework talking about why do I do what I do? So the true north, because I know that through my own conversations with lots of brothers and sisters through Facebook and everywhere, So many people ask, why is it that I have this guts to talk about Tzu Chi at work then, or even do Tzu Chi work? But I feel that because this is my identity, but what is my true north? What are my guiding principles? What are the frameworks I use as my guiding principles? And the opportunities, I kind of seize to promote vegetarianism at works. And lastly, in this sharing, I'd like to talk about my gratitudes, the blessings that I've seen through the journey, as well as the regrets that I have. Right. So, so the why, the true north. So in everything I do, I hope that to be able to understand why I'm doing it, because when I understand it, chances are I know what will be the right path. So why do I promote vegetarianism at work then? Or why do I talk about Tzu Chi at work? So, and the why for me is that I always remind myself that this vow that we took when we were commissioned, and when we go and as well as commissioned. So it says to me every morning, I remind myself, take the Buddha's mind as our own mind, the Buddha's mind, whatever, the sutras that we've learned, and take our master's will as our own will. What does master want us to do? That will be my own will as well. As well, 以佛心为己心，以师智为己智. So when master asks us to promote vegetarianism, 非素不可，要推素, I immediately think I shouldn't just be eating my own vegetarian food, but I should be actively going out to talk to people about killing less and promoting vegetarianism, especially during these COVID times. So, to talk about all this, perhaps I'll give a little bit more about my own journey through Tzu Chi. So I chanced upon Tzu Chi through Dharma TV in 2010, and I visited the Hualien, the Jing Si Abode, in the summer of 2011. That was a one-day visit. I went from Taipei in the morning, Taipei to Hualien, and then evening from Hualien back to Taipei. But on that very day in 2011, when I visited, I pledged my vow to be a full vegetarian onwards, and I've since not looked back. Then there's another momentous event, that's a water repentance enactment in 2013, which I participated. And, then I was granted the Guiyishen in 2014, officially becoming Master's disciple. But because of work commitment that required a lot of extensive traveling, I was not able to attend training classes organized by the Hong Kong City branch. But I really wanted to do Tzu Chi work, doing what Master asked of his disciples, but without the blue and white uniform. I was really fairly active, in garnering donations and promoting Jing Si tourism then. But there were pressures from fellow brothers and sisters that I needed to be commissioned if I want to properly do Tzu Chi's work. So in my one and only face-to-face short conversations with Master in late 2013, I asked Master how to do Tzu Chi when I'm not commissioned. Master, instead of telling me then go and get your training and be commissioned, Master didn't say that. Master's response to me was, just do it. I was actually quite amazed when Master just said, just do it. 去做就对了. Now, I've since told myself everything I do, I'll just do it as Master said. At work, in my daily life, I live by this dictum. So with just do it as what Master says and really having the Buddha's mind and Master's will, what are my guiding principles then? When I think about what to do for Tzu Chi, and the guiding post for me will be really the 四大志愿八大脚印. So it's the 4 main missions and 8 main endeavors. So this is a framework that I actually use when I think about what do I want, how should I be contributing in my daily life, So I will not go into this detail because everyone knows this, this 4 and 8 a lot better than me. So, but by knowing why I do what I do, I feel it isn't enough to sustain the Tzu Chi initiatives at work, especially, at times when I feel it conflicts with my work, or because I'm actually a very introverted person and I feel very shy, and it's so easy to say, nah, I shouldn't be talking about Tzu Chi, I shouldn't be talking my own religion when I'm working, it should just be work then. So how do I persist when I have this sort of sort of little noise in my ear. You know. So the fundamental beliefs that I have is, what do we do what Master wants us to do? So one of the beliefs I always hold is that I do whatever Master says we should do. So this is what I believe in. So, and then the second belief I have is Tzu Chi's mission and endeavors will positively change the lives and communities. So I need to believe that, because if I don't believe it, I will not be able to actually, you know, continue with the sort of the initiatives that I'm promoting. Like, I need to believe that vegetarian is actually very good for the communities and the environments and to our spiritual lives. Then thirdly, and most importantly, I'm very proud to be Master's disciples and a Tzu Chi member, most importantly. So everywhere I go, even with my uniform, I'm always very glad to tell people that I'm a Tzu Chi member and a Master's disciple. I don't think it conflicts with anything. I tell my employer, I tell my bosses that I'm a Tzu Chi member. So with that as a sort of a spiritual mindset I have, how do I actually go around to promote vegetarianism at work then? So this is content vegetarianism, you know, for this sharing. So the first part of it is through Tzu Chi initiatives and programs to engage my colleagues. So, you know, for example, this, you know, the 111 that we have, this initiative to encourage more people to go for plant-based food. So what we did was that I got colleagues to pledge how many vegetarian meals they would commit a week to eat. So during the week, I would check in on them. And if I know that they are kind of slagging behind, I will really encourage them, and again, to repeat why we need to go on the vegetarian diet. And for some of them, I'll actually invite them to go for lunch with me, you know, vegetarian lunch with me. For me, that's a big deal, because, you know, my personality, I usually prefer to have lunch by myself. But for the environmental sake and for the peace of mind, it's worth going against my shyness and inward nature. So for this program, hundreds have actually signed up. I do not know if how many have actually turned full-time vegetarian, but these hundreds who have pledged, the Dharma seeds have definitely been planted in their soul, because through this event, they hear about, you know, the Tzu Chi and to Master's wisdom as well. I'm sure they will germinate in no time. And, you know, just a quick note on that too, besides promoting vegetarianism, I also, bring my colleagues to do recycling works, but most importantly, to get them to understand why we need to save the environment. This is not just about religion, but this is really about saving the environment. And when we save the environment, we have a more peaceful mind. So by encouraging them to do it, understanding it, we know hopefully we'll reduce stress and there'll be less to recycle. And also what I do is that becoming a member, getting my colleagues to become a member, to learn how to love through donating, you know, through donations. So, you know, for this part of the donation part, I was initially very hesitant to ask, because I've just felt that how do I open my mouth to get people to donate? But when I think about it, this is something that's actually very good for a community. By not asking, I may be forfeiting my colleagues, you know, want and loved to help the community there. So I ask. Well, true enough, many have actually, you know, rejected me, and that's the worst part. I'll actually ask myself, what's the worst that can come out of it? People just rejection, and truly many have rejected. However, you know, when I learned for people who have accepted and donated, and many of them have actually, they've actually planted the seeds of love in the community to know how to give, and to give freely, unconditionally. So many who have donated, they've heard, they know about the Master's love and wisdom as well, because I give them a Jing Si aphorism card and make sure that, you know, I give them sort of regular catch up onto the activities too. So the second part that, you know, I look at opportunities to do Tzu Chi's work at work is through company business initiatives. So when I started my current job with Shangri-La Group in 2020, I thought maybe, you know, one of the things to promote vegetarianism is to, you work together with the restaurant chefs to encourage them to offer more vegetarian dishes. I'm not from the F&B side, I'm more in the management side, not doing sort of like food and beverage, but getting to know them and talking to them about vegetarian-based diet, plant-based diet, to encourage them to go try it. These chefs are actually all award-winning Michelin star chefs, and when they cook meals, I'm sure they can do very, very nice meals, and they did. They did really nice meals. So I will share later about the menu offerings that have since extended, and guess who tasted this vegetarian food demand for more. But first, let us watch this video clip.
南瓜素肉加上松茸，再淋上酱汁，视觉味觉5星级。清爽的南瓜汁做佐料，再加上鸡蛋豆腐，色香味俱全。这是香港香格里拉酒店推出的蔬食新餐點，有信心會受到歡迎。
香港嘅天氣比較潮濕啊，咁如果成日食啲素食食啲素食咧，都可以即係令到佢覺得個胃口咧，亦都比較清新啦，亦都可以輕鬆啲，負擔唔使咁多。
我煮嘅素菜咧，就係好強調就係喺個材料嗰方面啦。當然啦，我唔會話有啲素蝦、素肉啊嗰啲唔要嘅，係喺材料嗰度點樣去將個材料去提升呢？
尤其端午節即將到來，今年多出了3種素粽，讓民眾可以選購。其中造型特殊的竹筒粽，還得到了美食冠軍，領先其他的葷食料理，這讓酒店更願意推廣素食。
For the last 1 odd year, we've been very closely associated with the Su Ching Foundation here in Hong Kong. A lot of our colleagues have been going and helping out with packaging. It's made us realize that there's so much variety and there's so much to do with vegetarian food.
是员工也是慈济人的陈范强，乐于看见同事们的转变。
疫情后呢，我真的更深的感觉，虽然是茹素了10年，可是我真是更深的感觉，疫情呢，如上人说非素不可。如果我们不茹素的话呢，这疫情是没完没了的。
美食的定义不再是大鱼大肉，回归本性，清淡简朴更有滋味。台湾新闻之声美志工李涵梅、苏婉珍香港报道。
Thank you very much. And so this is actually one of the news clips that's from the News. And as you've heard from Anurag, my colleague, he's actually the F&B manager. He participated in Su Ching activities. He actually tasted our vegetarian meals and realized there's so many varieties that there are actually, that we can actually explore in the vegetarian meals, and that's where it starts. That's where the whole concept of offering more vegetarian starts as well. And with Chef Daniel, who has become a very good friend of mine, he really believes that the way to go is really vegetarian, plant-based diet as well. So that's really very encouraging. And what I've seen here is that, if I can share, is that this Shangri-La hotel menus, there are lots more vegetarian food offerings right now in Kowloon Shangri-La, that's in Hong Kong. And for this KL vegetarian menu, I just wanted to share this because it actually came from a request from a KL sister, Kuala Lumpur sister, in the Cantonese session, Dharma talk. She asked if Shangri-La could provide more selection in our, vegetarian menu section. So I took this request to the Southeast Asia CEO, and miraculously, a few weeks later, they shared the extended menu to me. So there's a lot more that can be consumed. And I was told too that it's become very, very popular. Many people are actually chosen vegetarian, the vegetarian menu when they come to have their lunch or dinner with the Shangri-La, Shang Palace in KL. So this is a Singapore offering. Again, the chef says that he can customize any veg dishes for us as long as I can pre-order them. And this is the vegan high tea set in Hong Kong. So many wrote in the social media that this requires at least 1 month's reservations. So I'm not actually promoting Shangri-La's vegetarian menus to everyone, but what I want to actually sort of like narrate or to share is that when we encourage vegetarianism and they listen and they start creating, and when they see there's a demand, they become more confident. Because once they become more confident, they offer more. The gratifying part is that less animals are killed and it becomes a more peaceful society. And the most part of it too, from my own experience, is that as what I mentioned just now, the most, all we have to do is just ask. If they say no, then no, then we wait for another chance, and which means that the opportunity isn't right yet. But we'll just wait for another chance. But we never know unless we ask that. So when I ask and they do it, and we do it with such such beautiful, successful results, I'm just very, very touched and appreciative of this opportunity. So the next part, the next opportunities we have, when I look into promoting vegetarianism and also in the broader sense to my colleagues, the Dharma teachings and Master's teaching and Tzu is through the CSR work, the corporate social responsibility. So, in 2020, when COVID struck, my chairman said we should provide sustainable support to the underprivileged families in Hong Kong. So, I presented this before, so I'll not repeat myself. So the whole event is that the whole event is providing food deliveries to the underprivileged twice a month for the whole 2 years. Actually, we did it for 2 years and more. So in brief, there is an opportunity to promote vegetarian too, because the whole package is all vegetarian, all from our Tzu food. So this program benefits both the communities in need, those underprivileged families, and many of my colleagues who volunteered in the packing and delivering too, because in every session, they get to hear about Master's wisdom through the Tzu brothers and sisters and experience the love and wisdom from Master through us and the food that we deliver. So maybe I'll just play this video as an example to hear what our colleagues actually share. This is all vegetarian. Yes.
Working in hospitality, it's really a difficult time, but there's also many people who can even be more affected. So it's also good to take some of our own time to participate to the community life.
你見到可能每一樣嘅物品啦，都會係有心思嘅，擺落去每一樣物品都有心思嘅，亦都係好健康嘅。咁我哋擺落嘅時候，我哋都會放每一份我哋嘅心機啊，我哋係用我哋嘅心，用個 heart 嚟咧，希望受惠嘅人咧，個個都感受得到。
Yeah, I think it's a very rewarding experience. The things you do here, you can actually see, the progress right before your eyes. And then, whatever you're doing today is going to benefit the people who need it a lot more than we do. For 10 years, this is kind of the first time that I really felt like I can give back to anything that's so busy with work and things like that. So it's nice to step back a little bit and help out.
For me personally, I get to know a bit more about Hong Kong and understanding some of the places that people stay and also what are the challenges faced by the poor people. And also, thank you colleagues for contributing your time and also your money to actually make this a meaningful event for everybody here.
I think that loneliness is a worse killer than hunger in developed societies like Hong Kong. They always want to speak to us a lot more, ask us to stay back a lot more. So if you spend time with them, it can be a lot more meaningful.
我哋仲有啲口垃圾啦，譬如腰果同埋蕎麥餅乾。
大家係唔同嘅工作崗，但係原來可以聚埋一個嚟做同一樣嘢，即係好似一個大家庭咁，係好窩心。係。
Every time I watch this movie clip, this video clip, I get very emotional because just thinking about how my colleagues are all coming together to help the community and really getting to know Susie and getting to know Master's Love. Whether they join Susie or not, and of course, hopefully, they will join eventually. But just having that love and knowing the Dharma of why we're doing what we're doing, that continues even till today. Right. Okay. Let me just continue. As what Anurag has said, coming to do the delivery and packing work. There's so much varieties experience, and one of the reasons is because we prepare vegetarian lunch for all the colleagues, the volunteers who come to do the packing. So through the lunch, many have actually changed the perception of what vegetarian meals should taste like. People will be saying that, well, like plant-based soup can be so sweet and delicious, and vegetables can be so appetizing. So through this encounter, this coming to see to do packing and a free lunch for them, vegetarian lunch, that seed is also planted, and to know that after that they'll be more willing to try out vegetarian dishes. And for that so during festival occasions such as Dragon Boat festivals, we asked hotels if we could provide more vegetarian dumplings to the needy rather than meat-based. And again, they agreed, and everyone enjoyed the plant-based, actually, the vegetarian dumplings. So more than 1,000 dumplings were distributed this year. And for the mooncakes, more than 7,000 mooncakes were distributed as well. These are the, the vegan mooncakes that's been specially prepared. Then this is a gingerbread decoration workshop for Christmas that we invited the Tzu sort of care recipients' families to come and have to really feel the festive occasions and to enjoy and have a vegetarian meal as well. As for the mooncake festival to the lantern making workshop just now, which I shared, they came for a vegetarian workshop. The vegetarian meals was actually provided to, and everyone was most happy. So in Shangri-La, there's a tradition for sharing joy, during festive occasions, with the community, for people in need in the community. So I just thought that if I could ask them to offer more vegetarian food in these occasions, miraculously they agreed. So again, it's really just opening and asking. And if they agree, really happy. If they don't agree, then we try another time then. So just miraculously for all these occasions, my colleagues actually been very, very receptive, most receptive, and especially when they know that plant-based vegetarian diet is actually very good for health. So this is another sort of initiative that we have, a Vegetarian Month campaign. We get colleagues and friends to participate in this 1 month campaign where they have at least one vegetarian meal every day, or even 3 meals a day. And most the Tzu brothers and sisters in Hong Kong, they volunteered to pair with these recipients, this is participants actually, and to encourage them along the way. And this has actually reaped very good results because many of them again realize that it's actually not that difficult to go on vegetarian diet. So again, just getting them to go on vegetarian diet and getting them to know that it's actually, they don't feel tired, because one of the myths is that when you go on vegetarian diet, you get very tired and you get weak, but they realize very quickly that it can, the plant-based diet can be very filling as well. So this is another initiative. So another, well, this is another big one. Big initiatives is when the 5th wave of COVID hits Hong Kong in early January 2022. So we're talking about tens of thousands of infection every day. That's where almost the whole cities were locked down. People will all work from home, and NGOs again did not dare come out to help. My company actually, Shangri-La actually pledged to cook 6,000 warm meals a day for people in need. So, during that time, many corporates and NGOs were just distributing test kits and face masks. They were and still very important, the test kits and masks. But for Shangri-La, we feel that, we should be providing them warm meals, because what's most important for them is really the nutritious meals that they have to get to fight the virus or to prevent from getting virus. So to have a strong immunity system. And through this initiatives, again, I approached the chefs to say that, can we do vegetarian meals? Because many of the recipients are actually the elderly or the young. And a mushy, sort of a softer food will actually feed them better. Again, very, very fortunately, very blessedly, they all agreed to go on a plant-based kind of meal. And so they've actually served this. And we've done it for actually full stream, more than 3 months until summer comes. Because when summer comes, warm foods actually gets bad, sort of bad easily. So we stopped the program until when the colder weather comes back again. And hopefully by the time COVID would have gone. But in any case, during a full 3 months, 6,000 meals a day, and a lot of them actually get to enjoy vegetarian meals, actually. So let's listen to what my colleagues say about these initiatives. Again, I feel very touched just watching this video clip, because just the sheer camaraderie and the spirit of helping. Isn't this what Master has asked of us to, to hopefully that, by all coming together, there's a lot more peace in the society when everyone come together to help each other. And through all these promotions and Master's teaching along the way, but through the volunteer work, I'm seeing that as a sort of a seed blossoming at work. So yeah, very, very touched. So what are the, these are some of the things that I do at work to help promote vegetarianism. Of course, there are other things I've done. For example, recycling. We're actually going to no single-use plastic bottle right now. And in hotels, we don't use plastic bottles, but we use some of the hotels actually where regulations allow, we use glass bottles in every room. So that's actually ongoing. But, this is the vegetarian context that we talk about today. So the next topic I'm talking about, so what are the gratitudes and regrets that I have along the journey? Gratitudes are, if I look at this, this is actually the results of the dumpling sale in 2022. Again, very gratifying because in 2021, I was approached by the F&B manager to support the vegetarian dumplings because usually they never sold well compared to the meat-based dumplings then. So I recall in 2021, I ordered plenty of for friends and colleagues just to support them. Fast forward 2022, vegetarian dumplings actually emerged as the best sellers. So I actually kind of believe that because of the extended vegetarian menus, and when guests know that we can, our restaurants can actually produce very good vegetarian meals and very nutritious ones, they start going for the vegetarian food, dumplings offering. And this is actually, when it becomes a bestseller, and if you look at this chart, it's actually the overall sales have been exceeding budget. This gives the company more confidence to focus on vegetarian dumplings in the future. So when they have that confidence, what it means to me too is that a lot less animals are killed. So there are a lot more peace in the society. And through this, all these initiatives that we have done, we can see that more than 600 colleagues and more than 100 NGO partners and thousands of care recipients, they all get to know Tzu, to know Master. So the seeds have been sown. They know what Tzu represents for, and that we represent love and compassion to the society. So this is really the sort of gratitude I have. So what are my regrets, or really what is my major regret? The major regret is that if you see through all the initiatives, many of my colleagues actually participated. Many of my colleagues actually got in touch with Tzu. One of the things that Master has asked us to do is to recruit more living Bodhisattvas. However, I have to share and regrettably that no one has joined to date. If you look at it, actually, many of them they actually showed interest. They really through the whole activities, they showed interest. They think that Tzu is a very, very good organization. Well, quite a number then actually joined our volunteer training class, Jing Si Ban. However, when it comes to the patient ban, there's only one left. And even that has actually opted out. So the common comments from all the colleagues is that why they opted out eventually is that while they enjoy volunteering and working along with Tzu brothers and sisters, they rather be sort of like we call, Kwai Le Zi Gong, the happy volunteers, because the training's a bit too tough for them because it's very regimental. They don't understand the rules and regulations, and also the Sunday morning classes because because we work so hard, 5 days a week or 5.5 days a week. So Sunday is really more for sleeping in rather than waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So regrettably, to today, no one has, I have not actually brought one single colleague to complete training with us to be commissioned. However, I'm not giving up. As Master actually told me in 2013, I will continue to just do it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my little journey in promoting vegetarian diet at work and doing Tzu at work as well. Thank you.
Wow, Brother George is so humble. And when we have this opportunity to invite Brother George, Brother George said he doesn't have much to share in. But hearing all this sharing of Brother, you shall come and share with us much earlier, Brother. So touched, I'm sure. Okay, maybe we, if you have some time, we open to the floor, brothers and sisters. Anyone who wish to please express your deepest admiration and salute kudos to brother. Come. A lot of messages. Okay, like sister Irene.
Brother George,
Sister Irene.
感恩 for bringing Shangri-La vegetarian food to KL. I'm gonna go with our sisters here in a group. Don't go alone. Go beramai. Beramai means go a lot of us together.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you. Yes.
So nice to see you here this morning. Come here more often. Come to Cantonese platform more often.
I will. Thank you so much for inviting me. Yes.
We should invite Brother George to give talk to all the hotels here. See, it sounds so well. Eye opener. Have to break the old perspective. Sisters certainly can see your.
Yeah, Ganan so much, Brother George. I think this is truly a very inspiring and heartwarming. Yeah, to see. Yeah, and this thing that came in my mind was that yes, like what Sister Su Ching said, the first person that came to my mind is Tan Sri. Yeah, Tan Sri Vincent. Yeah. So I mean, that people at your position can actually do so much. Yeah, do so much. Yeah, because
I'm nowhere near Tan Sri Vincent.
So anyway, it's great. Great effort. Truly amazing.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, sister. But I just want to emphasize, I'm just an employee in an organization. I'm just like everyone else. It's just that I guess every time I fear about asking, I always say that I bring Master to my heart. I tell Master in my heart, let's go together, Master. Let's give me the confidence to talk. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But towards the end, towards the end, I think even though so many enjoy doing the voluntary work and not one stayed on to patient, truly maybe conditions are not right yet. So continue to 加油.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
Sister Su Ching, maybe can I just add? Oh, Brother George, your voice is very soothing and calming. You're very good one. I enjoy listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Brother George will be a great singer, got a very deep voice.
I'm blushing right now.
Singing the Dharma already, Brother Josh. We're grateful and blessed to hear this morning.
So thank you.
Maybe we take a group photo with Brother George before we end the session. Brothers and sisters, please, if okay, can on the video. Wow, we are very grateful to have this very humble brother to share. So down to earth, keeps saying that nothing much to share. We look at this sharing. Yeah, it's a good idea. Also thinking Tan Sri Vincent, because they are also, he also has his hotel. Maybe we can share this recording to Tan Sri. We'll start.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. In fact, they're going to have a press conference this month end to promote it. Yeah, at the Vijaya as well. Yeah, it's a 21-day challenge. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So inspiring.
So inspiring. Yeah. First we go to
Hualien.
Now Hong Kong. Really, when Brother George played the video of our Hong Kong volunteers, it's as though we are also with them. They also like. Wow, I was also tearing on the part.
I know. It's just so moving whenever I talk to them, and it's just that they're so receptive to all these ideas. And initially, they were not confident. They said our plant-based food doesn't sell well, but once it started, and when they see guests actually asking for more, they get more confident. So you just have to try. You never know, isn't it? Thank you.
So we hope that the vegetarian dumpling will continue to be the #1 dumpling in the Shangri-La group.
Definitely,
Hong Kong, but
yeah, I'm bringing it all to the
Shangri-La group.
Yes.
Wow. So good. And Sister Su Ching.
Every grateful to this to our brother George. Okay, Brother George, post our master. Lots of heartfelt and wisdom sharing. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for still staying back and for your great support today. I hope that each of us trust each of us have abundance, overflowing of Dharma joy this morning. And we have lots of masters and Hualien love our life. Okay, let us invite Brother George to lead us in making 3 bows to the Master and Sangren.
Right. Okay.
All these wonderful teachings are in our everyday life.
Right. Right. Yes. Okay, let's bow. Cảm ơn大家，感恩 ，Thank you very much, Thank you. Okay, bye bye. Thank you, bye.